Colleagues, I welcome you to today's sitting.
On Tuesday, 16th September 2025, members of parliament called on governments to negotiate better bilateral agreements on labor externalization following a recent BBC documentary that showcased Ugandan girls involved in sex slavery in the United Arab Emirates.
One of the things they told me is that some of the countries negotiate on their behalf. You find people working in the same environment, same job, but like a starting amount for country A is $2,000. For Ugandans, they leave you to negotiate on your own. Okay? So I think we need to reopen that debate. We look into the issues, the plight of our Ugandan workers, especially the girls who need much more protection. Ugandan migrant workers, especially those who are in the Middle East. It was so disturbing. And I hope government, I urge government, take keen interest in this matter and follow it up to its final conclusion, especially those young girls who died, some of whose parents could not afford repatriating the bodies, and they were buried in what is termed, marked as an unknown person's cemeteries. It's a family would never settle.
A lady got to me from Western Uganda. She was taken to Dubai. When she reached there, she thought she was going to work in the supermarket or something, only to find herself in a sex brothel. And finally, she escaped and found her way back. Came and reported the case at police. Right Honorable Speaker, it is extremely sad. The police mishandled this lady's case to a point of actually calling her mentally, that she had a mental case. She even went and met the Prime Minister. Fortunately, the Prime Minister intervened.
On the issue of labor externalization, I came up with a bill, the Labor Externalization and Management Bill 2024, and we have done vigorous research with a number of economies, including the Filipinos. We moved and even went to Attorney General, and he okayed it, and then the line ministry. We have had several discussions with several stakeholders, Right Honorable Speaker.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs must come out and explain where is the delay in negotiating enforceable bilateral labor agreements. This is one of the critical areas we need to address. Because with enforceable bilateral agreements, like other countries have done, for example, Philippines, our nationals would be protected while abroad.
The issue of recruitment of these people who are out is left to the hands of individuals. Government has always taken over some things and performed well. Why doesn't government take over the issue of recruitment of these workers so that government is fully responsible, so that we as a house can appropriate resources to take care of these issues? When these people get problems there, government should know where they send certain group of people and should be able to repatriate. Other countries, it is government that takes charge of this issue.
Government is already in action in terms of investigating the matter and making sure that we prevent this to happen even to other Ugandans. Regarding whether government should take over the process of externalization of labor, I think we are doing it better with private companies, as long as government has a hand in sieving out who is doing this.
During the sitting, the leader of opposition, Honorable Joel Senyonyi, raised concerns over planned industrial action by teachers of art subjects affiliated with the Uganda National Teachers Union over salary disparities with their science counterparts.
UNATU, the teachers union, has called for a sit-down strike. They are concerned about salary disparities, commitments made to them by government over the years that have not been fulfilled. And these teachers are saying, let's lay down our tools because our engagements with government have not brought through any fruit. A few teachers have gone to school. They are saying, let's teach because it's the end of term, let's not disorganize the students. But others are saying, look, it does not make sense for me to go and teach other people's children. Mine cannot go to school because I cannot afford. These are very critical concerns. This is the closure term where assessments get to be made, people get to be promoted or otherwise. Can government help us understand what they are doing about this?
I reached out to the Minister for Education personally, and she told me there are consultations which they are making and they are going to update us, but all of them are aimed at resolving the impasse. So I'm going to again cross-check because we shall need this house to be updated. I totally agree with you.
Also in the sitting, concerns were raised over the dismal performance of the Rural Electrification Agency following its rationalization into the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development.
We appropriated in this house 36 billion for rural electrification, and we also provided for areas of 40 billion, which is about 80 billion. This quarter which is running, Ministry of Finance released only 200 million, which is only for administrative expenses. And now there is nowhere in the whole country where there is rural electrification projects going on. My prayer is that you direct the Ministry of both ministries, Finance and the Energy, to explain to this country why.
While we have the plans, and we thank you for budgeting appropriately, but the releases are poor. We are not able to actually go to where we promised to deliver electricity.
All our entities that spend on development budget, they didn't get money this quarter. But in quarter two, we are working out the numbers and we shall be releasing 50% of the development expenditure. And this will take care of rural electrification, roads, and other areas of spending which are critical.
On Wednesday, 17th September 2025, Parliament stood over debate on the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Bill 2024, stopping the proposed law from progressing to its second reading.
The object of the bill is to establish a legal, institutional, and regulatory framework to enhance energy efficiency and conservation in Uganda.
The committee welcomes the principles of the bill in establishing a legal, institutional, and regulatory framework to enhance energy efficiency and conservation in Uganda. The committee also notes that it takes cognizance of the impact of the unregulated use of energy inefficient equipment and its effect on energy equity, especially given the fact that the government through the Energy Policy 2023 aims to achieve universal access to sustainable and quality energy services for all Ugandans. The committee notes that the provisions that relate to energy audits, incentives for energy saving measures, and the involvement of local governments will go a long way in ensuring that energy efficiency and conservation across all sectors and economy is achieved.
While the intention of the bill may be commendable, its design and focus are profoundly mismatched with Uganda's energy realities. Right, Honorable Speaker. The proposed law risks creating additional bureaucracy without tackling the core barriers to energy efficiency and access in the country. Uganda's energy story is a painful one. Over 90% of families still cook with firewood and charcoal because of lack of alternatives, Honorable Speaker. While the modern electricity reaches only a small segment of the population, given this reality, you would expect a law that addresses the struggles of ordinary Ugandans. If we truly care about the energy efficiency, we must tackle the heavy reliance on biomass, make electricity affordable for the average household, and propose solutions that genuinely reflect Uganda's circumstances. Anything less is merely superficial, while millions remain trapped in the energy poverty. Right, Honorable Speaker.
So now I received the minority report here, and it's raising critical issues. some of the critical issues, the most critical question would be for the team to meet and agree that can we address these gaps through mere regulations and statutory instruments, or we need to have them under a law. Okay? And I think there you can have a meeting of minds. The moment you have a meeting of minds, it becomes easy for the rest of us here to come and discuss with you and move with you. I would say we stand over this. We stand over this so that I give the two parties time to meet with the guidance of the Attorney General, Shadow Attorney General, and we come up with a way forward.
In the sitting, Workers' Representative Honorable Abdul Hubia Katonda reiterated concerns of ongoing industrial action by academic staff in primary, secondary, technical and vocational institutions and urged government to urgently intervene in the matter.
We had the industrial action declared last week by technical and vocational schools all over the country, and all institutions are now at rest. This week we have had industrial action declared by the teachers during third term, and this has caused a lot of unrest in our schools. The local government workers have also ended their notice of 90 days, and they are due to declare industrial action. Right, Honorable Speaker, this is compromise service delivery and jeopardize our education. There is a need for an interministerial dialogue where we should have Minister of Education, Minister of Public Service, Minister of Finance, and Minister of Local Government, so that they handle this matter amicably and ensure that our children go back to school and teachers in the class.
There is also an ongoing negotiation, dialogue, to see to it that we come to a common table and we agree. 2, as he stated, there was already a commitment from government of Uganda that we really cater for our teachers at all levels. And this commitment is still on. What I can say is that we've just started a budgeting cycle, and this commitment is being factored into the budget for next financial year.
During the sitting, legislators tasked government to coordinate with South Sudanese authorities to enhance cross-border security following a recent attack on Ugandans traveling from Uganda to South Sudan.
On the 9th of September 2025, a commuter taxi going to Juba from Koboko was ambushed by unknown gunmen, and people were killed. One of them is called Innocent Metaloro, and others whose names I can't confirm. However, Right Honorable Speaker, my prayers are our embassy in South Sudan takes interest in these killings and ambushes, because it's common that every 6 months we get these ambushes. And as a member of parliament, the funeral services are very emotional. We don't have answers. And as government, we don't have answers. So my prayer is that the embassy takes interest in following up these cases, but also 2, government to government ensures cross-border security along the road, especially Kaya to Yei Road and Nimule to Juba.
The ambush occurred just about 200 meters away from a security installation of the South Sudan People's Army. So indeed, I add my voice to condole with the families, but also requested that our government protects our citizens on the way to Juba, within Juba.
Like the person who has raised it has advised that we should talk government to governments, and this case will be talking under the spirit of the East African integration. These cases used to happen, but they had stopped. Now it has started again. It's very unfortunate, but we shall take it up with including the ministries, East Africa, security and defense, but also to the level of heads of state, so that we save lives, because we are all the same.
Also in the sitting, Parliament adopted a proposal to borrow over 183 million euros from the Standard Chartered Bank and over 120 billion shillings from the domestic market through a 6-month Treasury bill to finance the Strategic Towns Water Supply and Sanitation Project Phase 2. The project seeks to expand access to clean water and sanitation for rapidly growing urban populations. Parliament had on Tuesday, 16th September 2025, deferred the matter, noting that the number of MPs present was inadequate for a decision.
Honourable colleagues, we dealt with this matter substantive, and I now put the question that the motion for resolution of Parliament authorize the government to borrow euro 183,309,947.16 from Standard Chartered Bank and UGX 120 billion 395,249,259 from the domestic market 6-month Treasury bill for financing the Strategic Towns Water Supply and Sanitation Project be approved by this House. Those in favor say aye, and to the contrary nay. The ayes have it. Honorable colleagues, House adjourned, signed die.